Whether it's in your family, at work, or in the community, there are many examples of people who come together to form a supportive and caring community. One such friendship circle is marking 20 years of supporting in many ways individuals with special needs. In our Sunday morning spotlight, Tajma Hall shares the mission, impact, and success of the Friendship Circle of Wisconsin.
The Circle of Friendship starts right here at Friendship Circle of Wisconsin.
A lot of people feel alone, they feel isolated, and they lash out. Friendship Circle is one of those organizations that, although that's not in their intent to prevent that, it helps prevent that and just gives people peace of mind.
Jeff Langer is a board member and longtime supporter.
The Friendship Circle is an offshoot of Lubavitch, of the Chabad movement, and it was developed at our synagogue, the Shul, back in the early 2000s. And my wife and I immediately thought it was a good program.
As the organization marks its 20-year milestone, Langer is reflecting on the impact as he's been around since the beginning.
My son was asked early on to be a participant as a person without disabilities, to work with someone who had disabilities and to be friends with him. Seeing the impact on the kids with disabilities as well as the kids that don't have disabilities, it was so helpful for both groups of people. And we've just been involved ever since.
Through its various programs and the Friendship Circle Cafe, many have found a home here and have thrived from the support they've received through the organization.
Friendship Circle came to Milwaukee 20 years ago, and I became involved. My sister and I have been one of the longest members here, and I love it.
Jackie Shutkin is a barista at the Friendship Circle Cafe and member of the Employment Training Program. She says the organization has changed her life.
You know, people in all different ways, like you come in here, you can do art, you can get a meal, and somebody's here to talk to your child or your young adult, and it's just a fun place to be. I love all the programs, I love everyone I work with, and everything I do here.
The success over the last 20 years wouldn't be possible without the passion for the mission of Levy and Leah Stein, the organization's executive directors.
Friendship Circle is all about friendship, and at its core it started with a program called Friends at Home, where teen volunteers visit the homes of kids with disabilities just to hang out and be friends. But what happens when those kids grow up? And that's what 20 years tested and showed our community.
Levy Stein says the growth over the last 2 decades speaks for itself.
Today we have an employment training program for adults with disabilities. We have a coffee shop, a bakery, and an art studio that houses that program. We're able to help them get jobs.
Stein says they're still growing, most recently focused on developing more mental health support following the pandemic.
It makes me proud and honored to be in this role, to be able to have an impact on the community, to see people who were not flourishing to now flourish, to see people who say it changed my life. That's always heartwarming, and it makes the job worth it.
But the Friendship Circle really works on those kids that don't have any friends, especially. It gives them a reason to live. It gives them a reason to get up in the morning, to go to school, to go bowling, to just do things that are fun, a connection with the world.
Stein says he's excited to see the organization's legacy over the next 20 years.
I think you're going to have a lot of people that are going to see the impact. So sometimes you don't notice it, and then it comes out later, and there'll be a lot more stories. Friendship Circle is an organization that can affect everybody in our community.